Alright, grab your sticks and tip it down. Together we say gumagalang, magmula sa puso. There's a lot of things to consider when it comes to how unique Filipino martial arts is. The top one being the progression. The progression in Filipino martial arts usually starts from using weaponry. The traditional one is like you have two weapons, two sticks, or two blades, or two swords, and then you have a single stick or a single blade, and then you have empty hands. It goes from weaponry to empty hands. It's the same movement with the weapons. You take out the weapons, it's the same movement when you're doing empty hands. Down, nice and steady. C-O-I-R-O, if you're on the older ones. Go, and grab my wrist, and good. Our school here, One FMA in Whitby, is basically dedicated to teaching and spreading Filipino martial arts, and especially the culture that we have as Filipinos. We teach a number of different curriculums from different systems. These are systems that basically range from the different parts of the Philippines, some from the Visaya region, some from the Luzon, and some a little bit more in the southern parts of the Philippines. The journey for us really started 20-30 years ago, back in 1994-96, when I first met my first Filipino martial arts instructor. I've learned from him initially back in the 90s, and then started learning from other instructors in the 2000s up to present. And all those events eventually led me to wanting to teach it because I loved it so much, primarily in the backyard, in my backyard, visiting friends and getting together. In 2020, basically we decided, hey, let's go open up ourselves like a formal school. So we officially opened up One FMA as a commercial school so that we can reach more people, because the only way that I think we can really elevate Filipino martial arts is really just by being more out there. Whenever it comes to like weaponry, your thumb is the one that's gonna lock things in. So whenever we're doing this, we want to get the habit of grabbing the thumb. Because if you grab it like while you're empty hand, when he has a weapon, you can better control that weapon. Here at the school, our basic program really starts from our ICALI program. So I in ICALI stands for Indigenous. So this is basically referring to our ancestors who are able to move and use the art to preserve and basically protect the families from way back when. This basic program, the ICALI program, will help you learn the basic movements from double stick, single stick, empty hand, and blade, and how you can basically translate that and how it's expressed. It gives you those basic tools that you can help dissect things. So once you have this one system mastered to a certain level, I can walk you through, here's another Filipino martial arts system that, for example, uses a single stick. And I can present that to you in a way that will help you accelerate that learning, because now you have a base or a foundation of how to look at things. This is all welcoming to all ages and levels, from kids to older adults. I really want to spread it out because I saw that there's power in sharing the art, especially to families. We're actually comprised of not just this particular school, but a number of other schools that are, for example, owned by my other students and friends that basically teach and help promote Filipino martial arts. I'm the head instructor here at One FMA. Over 35 plus years of instruction, learning, and always a student is sort of one of the philosophies that I have, because I learned so much, I love it and I enjoy it. The coaches that we have are the more senior students here. We have Sir Kevin, who is one of my senior students. He's actually the head instructor at Kasama FMA in Scarborough. We also have Kuya Rob, Kuya Aaron, and Kuya Joel. They are more of the senior students that I have here that are also helping us run the school.
The basic program that we have, I'm able to teach the open series, for example, from there, and making sure that it's gauged properly from, let's say, for teaching a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, up to the dads or the moms as well.
Parry, salute, grab, hold. In a typical class, you would probably either, depending on the material that we're covering, we're either all going to be working together, rotating, where the adults work with the young kids and the young kids work with the adults. We're all rotating, or if there's a new set of young folks, one of the senior instructors would take the small group and then work with them on a particular material. Everybody else is working on a separate material. If he goes 1, 2, 3, he punches in here, I can go and elbow that. Okay, so let's see if you guys can connect the dots.
We do have families that train with us. When they train with us, they learn how to work together as a singular unit. You know, a lot of parents, let's say the kid signs up for soccer or swimming. What happens is the parents drive the kids to soccer, they drop them off, and then they pick them up an hour after, right? What we want to present to the parents out there is just really, hey, why drop them off when you can go join them since you're here anyways? That to me is one of the most satisfying things when I can get to see, oh, these two parents are working out with each other.
Grabbing the wrist, grabbing the elbow, say grab, grab, and then pull, pull. I want you guys to call out the words, go through it slowly, work on those little details.
In class, they basically learn a number of different things. We have certain philosophies here where we want to learn to teach and teach to learn. You're looking at attributes that go beyond the physical movement. Leadership is probably one of the bigger encompassing ideas that anybody that would be joining us would be learning. Kids as young as 7, 8, 9 years old, some of our younger kids, they're actually out here, teaching the older folks, adults, the same movements, and they're the ones learning how to guide them. So part of that leadership training is that ability to communicate, to express themselves. It's also about awareness. Female kids in the class, and also they're learning how to become aware of their surroundings from a safety perspective, and also learning how to put boundaries. They learn how to speak up, not be offensive, but be very assertive.
Sa, parry, salute, grab, pull, dalawa, parry, salute.
From my view, what I really envision is that the school, number one, that we will have our own brick and mortar. And from there, it's really to spread the art and then having it get promoted with more of its members starting their own schools. A number of the coaches that we have are actually wanting to have their own school at some point in time. I've always been a proponent of hey, let's go help each other out. Together, we can do the bayanihan, which is helping build the community. And it's really, the best part is that it's families. That's kind of the vision that I see. Families, it's not just for the Navy SEAL type of folks that would be training it. It would be for your local person, a person, that might not be as athletic.
Having a home for the kids that are not normally, let's say, sports oriented,
Yeah.
let's say, but changing the lives of the family within the dynamic, growing together, helping each other out, but just the values that we always have, the ate, the kuya, the respect for your parents and mom and dad.
I've always enjoyed the whole tactical aspect of Filipino martial arts, the combative aspects of it, that I never thought of it as something that would be more far-reaching as impacting families, not just about the movement of it, but the aspects of respect when you do manapo, or even just the community, the bayanihan part of it.
For me, it's a relationship within the family, and I see that vision that we can touch each other's lives, learn from each other, and have a place.
To me, those are just a few of the things that really I think is driving me and Ms. Beljo in terms of just having the school running and just sharing the art out there.